Let's say, like, I always tell myself that when me and my friends, when all of us are 40 years old, we're all going to have hopefully the life that we want. We're all going to be in our career. We're all going to be settled down, married with children, if that's what we want. Like, I really do believe that we're all just going to have the life that we want. So will it really matter if you got something when you were 25 and I got it when I was 32 and somebody else got it when they were 28 and somebody else got it when they were like 35? Like, when we're 40 years old, is that really what's gonna matter? Like, who got it first? I really don't think when I'm 40 or when I'm 45, that's something that I'm even gonna care about. Hi guys, happy Sunday. Welcome to Tea with Toyin. So I wanted to talk today about trusting the timing of your life because I feel like we're entering the holiday season, and around this time we start spending more time with our friends and our family, and it can be so easy to compare yourself to where other people are at in their life and feel like you're not making any progress, or just start to feel bad about yourself because you feel like in comparison to other people, you might feel like, oh, like, what am I even doing with my life? And I just feel like around this time, it can be so easy to just feel bad about yourself and just get into this rabbit hole of constantly comparing yourself to those around you or like what you see on social media. I feel like you see people hitting milestones, whether it's like getting into medical school or getting married or buying a house, and it can be so hard to not feel like you're behind. But I feel like for me, especially this year, I've really just entered this state of like not caring about society's timelines. I think instead of feeling like I'm not maybe making progress in this area of my life and other people are, I've instead just chosen to really just lean into my intuition and hear my inner voice and just learn to just ground myself and know that I'm on my own journey, and I genuinely just do not care about society's timelines at all. I just have a lot of confidence in knowing that as long as I'm following my intuition and doing what I want to do, and just staying true to myself, I will never feel upset that I don't have this in my life and maybe everyone around me has this. I don't feel that need to fit in with everyone else. I read this quote a couple years ago and it was like, you're always on time for your own life. And it's always just stuck with me whenever maybe if I ever feel behind or I feel like I'm not where I thought I'd want to be, I just remind myself I'm on time for my own life, and the like journey of my life is unique to me, and everybody, we're all on our own timeline. I just learned that it's okay to not always fit in with what everybody is doing. I think that's something I've gotten very, very comfortable with, and like not wanting to make decisions to other people just to prove that I too can do this or I too can have this in my life. Because at the end of the day, you're the person, like you're the one that has to live with the choices that you make. So it doesn't make any sense to make decisions and make choices just so you can fit in, because you have to live with the decisions that you make. And what if you like are doing all these things just to fit in, just to show that you too can do what everybody else is doing, and then you're not even happy with the life that you have? Like, I always tell myself I'm the one who has to live with the decisions that I make, so I'm only going to make decisions that truly benefit me and truly align with what I want. And if it's not something that I genuinely want in the moment, then I'm just not going to do it. Also, I didn't mention I'm drinking lemon. This is some lemon, it's lemon ginger tea. Apparently it helps with bloating, so I've been drinking it like almost every day. It's a little like personal example of like how me not doing what everybody around me was doing led to me like being on this unique path that I'm just so grateful and appreciative of. Is I graduated undergrad in 2020 during the pandemic, and a lot of people around me went to grad school or med school or law school like right away. I remember at the time, like in 2020 and in 2021, I felt left out and I felt like I didn't fit in with a lot of my friends because they were all in grad school or in med school, and I was just really questioning like, oh, like should I have went back to school? Because when I graduated, I intentionally did not want to go back to school for a couple of years. I just wanted to work and do my own thing and just have more certainty on what I wanted to go to grad school for. But a lot of people around me, they went to school right away, and I just remember feeling left out. And there were moments when I would just question myself and just question like, oh, should I have done what everybody else is doing? Was it smart of me to take this break? Like, there was a part of me that would see people like graduating from their master's program or like getting into med school and all of that, which was amazing, and I was so happy for them. But part of me did question the decision that I made to just take a break from school in actuality. And now it's 2024 and I look back at that time and I'm so happy that I chose to take that break and do what I wanted to do, because I took like a 3-year break and I feel like I accomplished so much in those 3 years in regards to like my personal journey and my professional journey and just like aspects of my life that were really important. There was a lot that I got done. I was able to do personal training for 10 months. I did therapy for 10 months. Started posting more on YouTube. I like grew to like 2,500 subscribers. In regards to like work, there were things that I did with work that were really important. I got into Columbia University, versus at the time, if I had, in 2020, I would never have thought to apply to Columbia, but having that time away from school and just meeting new people and having a lot of informational interviews really gave me the confidence to just apply to Columbia, because I always wanted to live in New York. And I think that experience of choosing to lean into my intuition instead of fitting in and doing what everybody else was doing is just further confirmation that I'm always just going to stay true to myself and really just do what I need to do rather than trying to fit in. And personally, I've really just become very comfortable with not fitting in and just really loving the life that I have and the journey that I'm on. And maybe when I spend time with people who are in a different chapter of life than I'm in, I'm able to like walk away from those situations with just gratitude and contentment, because I like my life. Like I don't feel any jealousy or any envy or any like self-loathing about like, oh, like why do they have these things in their life and I don't have that, because I'm just genuinely content with the journey that I'm on. And I find that my friends who like me are just content with the journey that they're on. Like they don't compare themselves to other people because they like their life. And another thing that I always ask myself is, will this matter in 5 years? Will this matter when I'm 40 years old or 50 years old? And let's say, like I always tell myself that when me and my friends, when all of us are 40 years old, we're all going to have hopefully the life that we want. We're all going to be in our career. We're all going to be settled down, married with children, if that's what we want. Like I really do believe that we're all just going to have the life that we want. So will it really matter if you got something when you were 25 and I got it when I was 32 and somebody else got it when they were 28 and somebody else got it when they were like 35? Like when we're 40 years old, is that really what's gonna matter? Like who got it first? I personally don't think that's something that I'm going to care about. I would like to think that there will be more important concerns in my life than like who did something first, who got something first, who settled down first. I really don't think when I'm 40 or when I'm 45 that's something that I'm even gonna care about. And I really do believe, I could be wrong, but I really do believe the people that are the most content with their lives are the ones who did what they wanted to do and kind of just ignored society's timelines and just did what they felt like doing and what they wanted to do, rather than pleasing the very people that don't have to live with the decisions that they make, you know? One thing I think that really builds confidence and really just builds a sense of resiliency is just noticing patterns in your life and noticing how like whenever you might have felt stressed or might have felt like things weren't working out for you, just noticing how like maybe in a few months or in a couple years things inevitably did find a way to work out for you. Like that's something that I always do, and now I'm just getting faster at doing it. It prevents me from getting into this like hole where I just feel so stressed and doomed about my life. That's something that I really have learned to do, is just reminding myself with literal evidence from my own life experience that, oh, like whenever I've been stressed or whenever I felt like things weren't going out my way, literally a day later or a week later or a couple months later, things just work out. So there's no point of trusting that life is not going to work out for you when it literally always has up until this point. So why would it be any different in this moment? That's something I love to tell myself, like it's always worked out for me my entire life, so why would this moment be any different? A couple weeks ago, actually no, literally a couple days ago, I was getting so stressed and I had to take a step back and remind myself that literally 2 years ago, I was so overwhelmed and stressed about getting into Columbia University and getting into grad school and living in New York, and it was something that I really wanted. Like, I was so obsessed with New York. I wanted it so badly. It was like the wallpaper on my phone. It was just something that I really wanted to do in the next chapter of my life. And I remind myself, I'm literally living in a season that I prayed for 2 years ago. And now that I'm in this season, I'm being preoccupied about the next season of my life and being stressed that the next season of my life won't work out, when this is something that I wanted so badly. And I feel like in that moment, I really just had to remind myself to be present and to be grateful, because this is something that I wanted so badly. And now that I have it, I'm wishing for another season. And like, one of my life mantras is to just enjoy every season, because there are things that you have in this season that you're not going to have in the next season. And I think that's another way that makes me trust the timing of my life, is just being appreciative of all the seasons in my life and like what I have, and just acknowledging the fact that there are things that I have now that I'm not going to have in a few years, that I'm gonna miss having. So even like as stressful as grad school can be, or like whatever season you're in, as stressful as it can be, there are things that you have that you will not have in a couple years or in a few years that you're gonna miss. So I just remind myself, be present and just be grateful. When I was writing down notes for this video, I was also thinking about how, for me, like just trusting the timing of my life, how I've gotten better at that. One way that I do this is by disconnecting from consuming so much social media. So I think now I've gotten very intentional with how I use social media. I made a video about taking a whole year break from it, but now that I'm back on social media, I like to just go weeks without like going on TikTok or going on Instagram, and I find that really helps with me getting back to hearing my inner voice and hearing my intuition. And when you're constantly consuming media, especially social media, and particularly TikTok, you're constantly just consuming and being inundated with people's lives and people who are in different stages of their lives. And it can be so easy to compare yourself to other people's lives when you're constantly just watching videos or seeing pictures of other people's lives. Like, how can you not compare yourself when you're constantly being bombarded with other people's lives? And I like to take breaks, and I find that when I do take these breaks, I just feel so much more at peace, and I just feel like I'm in my own world. And that feeling of feeling behind or comparing myself to other people, it's not as present, because I'm literally not seeing what other people are doing. And when I'm focused on my own world, I don't feel pressured to keep up with other people's timelines. I'm almost done my tea, so I need to conclude this video, but I just feel like at the end of the day, what is meant for you truly will not miss you. I truly believe that the timing of your life is perfect, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. You just have to trust your intuition, stay true to yourself, and just always remember that you truly are always on time for your own life, and your unique path is unique to yourself. And because it's unique to yourself, it will be different than other people. So you just have to learn to get comfortable with the fact that you're not always gonna fit in with everybody around you, and that's totally okay. And it's what makes you unique, and it's what ultimately makes you you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're still watching, please like and comment. And yeah, thank you for watching. I want to start this new series called Tea with Toyin, where I just talk about things that I like to think about, and things that I take notes about, and lessons that I've learned, and things that I think are relevant to other girls in this age group. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.